No, I won't end it. Folks, something is wrong with the settings. And it keeps telling me that asking me if I want to shut the video down. I'm doing the same thing as we did last week. What I'm going to do is we'll go live until this drops, but you have my email, you have my cell phone number, and I'm going to race through this next little bit as quickly as I can, and then I would ask you just to send me emails, and I would be delighted to set up times to discuss with you guys if we can. I apologize. Whatever. I don't know enough to know why we're having these issues, but we're having issues. So I don't know if you heard it, but anytime on a budget, your itemized budget, if you can show it's I just euphemistically call a crooked number. The advantage of that is it shows the reader that instead of saying, oh, I need $3,000 for this, we say instead, hey, $2,000, 847. Hopefully that's a realish number. But what it shows the reader is that you actually took the time to price it out versus that. And so it does help. And when you're doing a little budget description there. I'm going to jump ahead because I'm afraid it's going to drop me again. I want to talk briefly about in-kind or matching donations. And that is the time that your staff, your volunteers do. I don't have it here, but if you email me, I can find it. There is an organization that gives some volunteer per hour rate. I forget what it was, but it's in the $24 an hour range. And so if you have, for instance, you're doing something for the community or some event and you've got 25 hours of staff time that people are volunteering, that's $1,000 of match that you can push out there. And what I will do is I will get that out and we'll get that posted here. I just can't do it. I can't talk and search at the same time. Anyway, something else to note. Neither of these grants, the Shredder grant or this Earthquakes grant, asked for the full amount. Many funders like to see that you are going to different people or more than one funder to help put something together. It may be a matter of you going out and deciding that your club itself is going to kick in X number of dollars, or you have some player, some family that is able to make a $400, a $300, a $1,000 contribution that's part of your match towards whatever it is you're trying to do. And that always is beneficial. The in-kind match is just effort and time, and then an actual cash match of something else. Or you go to one of your funders and say, hey, can you give me $800 here? We need $3,000 total, but I'll use yours and then get 2 or 3 more, and we'll do a little car wash fundraiser or something. For the balance of that. And it demonstrates again that you're out there hustling, and they do like that. The last thing I'm going to show you, and it's just going to be pretty brief before we drop, but the last thing I'm going to show you is just a description of my Humboldt and Donart counties where I live, and just some demographic information. And I jokingly say that we try to make it look like Beirut with redwood trees, but it is you do hone in on the things that are a challenge, and whether or not something about opioids or drugs and violence or adverse childhood experiences is something that you are going to mention in a grant that you post or that you submit. It really depends. When we talked last time about health-focused grants and things of that nature, this is something that might be of use. And again, what I would be happy to do when I have my little meetings with some of you guys over the phone is we can hone in and find those pieces of information. I can get you the ACEs, the Adverse Childhood Experience Studies for that. And if you look at both of those, you'll see that they're pretty similar. The difference is that the first one, I believe, was for a special education focus grant. Second one was, I want to say, an American Indian education grant. Yeah, there it is. And the biggest difference, again, this is on the education side, but if you go down to I don't know what page it is. It's towards the end, almost at the end there. You'll see that there's a gap there. Anytime we can show a gap, and it might be a health gap, it might be a fitness gap, it might be a gap in family living standards, it might be a gap in terms of poverty. But if we can show a gap between your community and other communities, or the state average is always a good one, it actually, it shows that we are, needing a community that's in need of this. Anyway, go back there real quickly. I think, honestly, that's about what I wanted to. Oh, the last thing, there are some of the sources for these various things. So, for instance, child welfare indicators and things like that. These are things that you can access yourself, or like I said, I'd be happy to do them. There's my phone number, and I'm gonna give you my email again. And then if there's not, fire away questions right now, and then let's, with your permission, I look forward to speaking to some of you in person. Make sure I got the correct email. Oh, yeah, okay. Good heavens, and I'm getting that same prompt again, so I'm afraid this is going to drop here shortly. So if you have questions, now would be a time to post your comments. Otherwise, I look forward to getting emails from you guys, and again, I'm happy to spend 10 or 15, 20 minutes with each group, helping you hone in on some of your own local data. And that's it. So I'm just going to wait a moment quietly, and before the video drops on its own, we'll drop it. We'll end it instead. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Have a good evening. Like I said, I look forward to talking to you and just sometime in the next week or two, and just a matter of shoot me an email and some times that work too. The evening works, early morning works for me as well. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.